it starts, of course, from love. We're not there just to have one more hotel. We're there because we love the place, we love Santorini, the destination, but also hospitality runs in our blood. So we have the soul, we have the passion, we have the vision. We care a lot for the destination, for the community.
Hello, my name is Renae Leith-Manos. Welcome to this podcast, Where to From Here, featuring conversations about luxury travel and how it's changing in every pocket of the globe.
Hi guys, well today we're going to Greece, which as anyone knows about me, is one of the countries I absolutely love visiting because I have Greek children. So our family is from there, and I am speaking to a wonderful woman whose family established multiple hotels over different parts of Greece. And of course, one of the things that Greece is most famous for is, in fact, its tourism. There has been a huge amount of luxury hotels moving in there in the last few years. And it's just because so many people around the world are really falling in love with Greece, the Greek islands, and cannot get enough of it. So I'm excited to see how all of that is impacting the family-run hotels, which really were the backbone of Greece from, the time it began, well, not from when it began, but from, for a long time. Hospitality is really a big part of the culture. So without further ado, Kalia, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Renee. It's truly wonderful to be here and with all your great audience. And we'll be very excited to roll out my personal story in the Greek hospitality.
Yeah, so talk to me. You've got this amazing hotel group, Empiria. It's luxury. There's properties in the Peloponnese, in Santorini, in Paros. So how did it all begin? And I bet it's a really great family story, is it?
Oh, yes, it's a fantastic family story. And it's a love story as well, because it all started in the late 80s, early 90s, from my husband initially, Antonis Eliopoulos, who was a visionary, not hotelier, but a visionary Greek who wanted to put Santorini, his first love that was visiting as a child with his family, first love island, because I was the initial love, uh, wanted to introduce Santorini to the world as a luxury destination. I don't know if, I mean, you remember Greece in the 90s, but Greece was not considered a luxury destination. It was more island hopping, these blue dome churches, but nothing to do with luxury.
And
So
in
Andonis.
fact, I remember going there with my ex-husband many years ago, and all of the hotels I would call 3-star. Simple, concrete floors, incredible food, incredible location, but it was never luxury. You're right. There was no luxury at all.
Absolutely that. So Antoni's vision was actually to recreate a village within the village in Santorini, Megalochori, where the phenomenal Vedemo Resort was born in 1993. And that was the first five-star hotel of the island. A few years later, I met with Antonis. I was not in hospitality. Actually, my background is in shipping and his background is in shipping because, in Greece, we're either in hospitality or in shipping. Those are the two, let's say, hard industries that we
And
have.
if you leave, and the Greeks who leave Greece are all in hospitality or property development.
Mhm. Exactly. So I had a passion for hospitality. I had a passion for travels. I didn't know much about running hotels, but our love was so strong that we all ended up, let's give it a try. Let's do that together. Let's work together and see where it gets us. So from 1999 till today, we are together. We grow our love, our family, our business together, and we started from this one beautiful hotel in Santorini to now seven hotels, as you said, in Santorini, Paros, and Peloponnese, and soon another three in new destinations. So I have to say that apparently hospitality suits very much our DNA.
And what is it like running a business that's so seasonal? Because it's 5 months, isn't it, that you actually close down?
Yes, I mean, we're trying to extend the season in Santorini. We are lucky to have a 7 month season because we start early and we wrap up quite late. Paros is about 6 months. For us, it's our bread and butter. This is what we know. I mean, we've never run year-round hotels. It's not easy. Opening a hotel, it takes about a couple of months to be able to run it smoothly. And then when everything is seamless, then you have to prefer closing down. So it's not exactly something soft. It's more complicated. Also, it has to do a lot with staff and turnover. But at the end of the day, it's something we've been doing for the past 25 years, and I think we're doing it quite successfully. So we know very, very well how to do it with the less discrepancies possible.
Absolutely. And what is the secret to running a successful hotel in Greece? Because places like Santorini and Paris, there's so much competition. How do you differentiate yourself and stand out?
Oh, yes, so much competition. I mean, it starts, of course, from love. We're not there just to have one more hotel. We're there because we love the place, we love Santorini, the destination, but also hospitality runs in our blood. So we have the soul, we have the passion, we have the vision. We care a lot for for the destination, for the community. We care a lot to make sure that we create spaces that they bring out the joy to people. This is also our tagline for Empiria Group: create space for joy. um, so it's a very personal thing. It's a matter of creating depth and not just staying on the surface. It's a matter of not just developing something, but make sure that this something is 100% related to the place. So we have this relation with the places where we are, and I feel that this really comes out. I feel that what we feel, we pass it along to our guests, to our stakeholders, to the travel trade, to our suppliers, and we all somehow feel aligned with this
Yeah.
vision.
Wonderful. And Kalia, what's your specific role vis-a-vis your husband's? Because are you more in the finance, behind the scenes, or?
Okay, so as I said, we are partners in
Yeah.
life and in work, so we run the business together. My role is a more commercial role, so I'm in charge of sales, marketing, revenue reservations. I'm also very much involved in the operations, in the daily operations, along with my team and partners, and I am very much involved in strategies. So many of our new, let's say, ideas and concepts are coming from me and my team.
Wow. I wouldn't say what you do is soft, but anyway, you're doing some really hard stuff there. Challenging. And another challenge must be, I mean, I love Greek food. I feel like I grew up on it. Greek salads, the hriotiki, everything is absolutely beautiful and fresh. But how do you differentiate it? Because I find when I go to Greece, I want to eat the same food day in and day out. Is that sort of what you serve? Do you like, how do you do that? Do you offer different things now?
Yes, I mean, Greek cuisine over the years has elevated a lot. I mean, you have amazing also Greek food in Australia, and you've seen it also elevating even outside of Greece. But of course, it always has to do with a very good produce. So what we make sure is that we get and we make sure we get very, very high quality Greek produce. But then our cuisine, it varies from different hotels, so it can be a little bit more creative and elevated. In other hotels, it's more traditional. In some restaurants, we infuse a little bit more of, let's say, more Mediterranean influences. So we bring a little bit of Italy, a little bit of Spain, but of course, Greece is always in the center. So Greek cuisine, it can be really it can create a lot of variances and still feel Greek as long as the produce is Greek. And we also make sure that, and I'm not saying that in awkward way, but we make sure that our chefs, especially our executive chefs, are Greek because nothing can compare growing up with a Greek mama or yaya, the grandmas would say, when and her recipes and seeing the love for food in her eyes. That's what create the passion within the professionals, the kitchen professionals, the chefs. So we're very much consistent to that.
Yeah, interesting. And Kalia, what you describe in your family's hotel group really is like a traditional story of a Greek family hotel. What has the impact been of all of these five-star hotels coming in? I mean, the Dolly in Athens, you've got the Four Seasons, Mandarin Oriental. Some of the biggest names are coming and are there. How is that changing the face of hospitality in luxury hotels in Greece?
It changes the face of hospitality indeed. I mean, for us, I feel it's in a good way because seeing that, this kind of luxury brands confide in Greece and they feel that Greece has the potential to, further elevate their brands, it's a good thing. But I mean, it brings investment, it brings innovation, it transforms heritage places, like for example the Four Seasons, which we all knew as here. On the other hand, it has to be done thoughtfully because sometimes it risks creating this, how we call, sameness. So hotels could feel the same,
Like replicas of each other. Yeah.
use their Greek soul. So I would say that most of the cases that you just mentioned, they have very much a Greek spirit within them. So they have managed to uh, cr- create a great combination between the luxury international brand and the Greek spirit.
Yeah, brilliant. And it must be pushing up the hotel prices, the room rates, having so many luxury five-star hotels. That must be a positive for you guys.
Yes, I mean, but you know what? A price, as long as the price can really prove the product, it's good. The most important thing about luxuries, though, these days, and I'm sure you can feel that, is not that much in material goods. It's not that much of how much marble and gold and pools you have. It's more on the value that the travelers are getting when they visit a destination, when they visit a hotel. So, how much connected they feel with the destination, how much they feel that this destination, hotel, family really cares and respect the destination, how much of the experience related to the locality it brings on the property. So even those big brands that we just talked about, they try to do that a lot. So in order to create that kind of localization, but also us meaning the more family businesses, we infuse much of the authenticity and the locality within the brand DNA of each of our hotels, so that our travelers, our guests, they feel that when they depart the destination, the property, they take a little piece of the place that they visited with them back home, and this stays in their heart forever.
That's a really interesting point because Greece has always been brilliant at doing that because of the warmness of the people, but also the culture is so effusive. I mean, if you're in Athens, you only have to look around and the Acropolis is everywhere. There's rooftop bars to view the Acropolis. There's so much history. It's inescapable. But I wanted to ask you a quirky one. Is there one hidden cultural ritual from Greece or tradition of Greece that you wish more luxury travelers could actually experience?
Um, Actually, yeah. Something that also runs in my blood is coffee. I love coffee.
Me
So
too.
one tradition I really love is the Greek caffeinio culture.
Yes, I agree.
It's like sitting at a local cafe, sipping coffee slowly and simply talking. And sometimes at the Cafe Neo, it's not just about the coffee, it's about the exchange, the storytelling, the pause. Like you sit there, you speak with people, you pause, you watch people. Um, you just let the day flow.
Yes.
So I wish more travelers would embrace that rhythm of not just visiting Greece
Yes.
and running from island to island, but slowing
Connecting.
down,
Yes.
engaging with themselves, listening to stories. This is what you get when you go back home. This is what stays with you
So
because
true.
it's those moments that I feel you discover the true essence of Greece. Those, let's say, unpolished moments, not the
Yes.
moments that we prepare for you to experience, but the moments that you discover yourself. And also you discover things for yourself when you just, embrace that.
But I
And
would I would go one step further and say that that very environment is what's lacking in society today because we are
Mhm,
all having so many problems, connecting and having relationships. I mean, I'm single, and one of the things is a lot of men, they say, the psychologists say, lack support, lack communication from their peers. And the
mhm.
Neo, I mean, the Greeks have always been good at so many things historically. And that's one of them is actually bringing men together to support each other, to communicate, to tell stories. And frankly, back then, women wouldn't have wanted to hear those stories. And that's okay. It would have been boys' stuff. I don't know. I'm building a second floor. I'm fixing my kitchen. I don't know. But, boys talk.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it's kind of a shame that we've lost a lot of that in all of our societies. But it
Mhm.
absolutely started in Greece. And I know that my family is from just outside Tripoli. And when I went to Tripoli last, you can still see men doing that. Engage. There are locations where it still happens outside of the tourist areas, I think.
Yes, in the little villages, they still do it, but in
Yeah.
the tourist areas, they don't do it anymore because
Yeah.
everybody is in a hurry. Everybody is just trying to do something for somebody, and you don't pause the time to slow
Yes.
down and to connect.
It's so true. And tell me, as a woman, how have you found it in the industry? I mean, outside of Greece, women typically find it difficult to balance their family and everything. But I think because you're actually doing it with your family, it sounds like you have the perfect setup.
Actually, yes. I mean, I was very lucky to discover something that I really love and be able to do it because, as I
Yes.
said, I studied shipping. My family was in shipping, so I thought, that's the way. I was not that passionate on shipping. I worked a little bit
Yeah.
on that, and then, when I discovered that I could do something that I love. Uh,
Yeah.
Take care of people, as we say, philoxenia, welcome a stranger. What is philoxenia? Take care of them, bring in my love, bring in my passion for travel all together, do that with my husband, and then be able to also have a family
Yeah. It's
during
amazing.
our path of growth, which, I mean, Renee, it hasn't been easy growing up children and working and
Tough.
growing your business and having a lot of, over the years challenges. It hasn't been, all these years have not been easy. But I think one thing as women, we multitask. Sometimes my friends were telling me, but how did you manage with three children? I'm like, I had three children. I had to manage. It's not a
Yes.
matter of choice. Choice is having the children. Yes, I wanted to have my children. I'm so lucky. I have them.
Yes.
I mean, that's my
Yes.
biggest accomplishment. But I've tried hard also to establish myself also within our company. But
It's
of
hard.
course, in hospitality, in Greece, hospitality is very much male dominated.
Right.
It's usually, families, old school families with a father most of the time being, the chief of the family, and then they would inherit to mostly boys most of the times because they could feel they are the strongest and they're the ones that are being able to manage it better. I was lucky we didn't have a father. It was my husband because he trusted me. He could
Yes.
see that, he could see that, you know, at least I had I had the passion and I was strong. I
Yes.
was strong. I could manage different things. How well I could manage that, the time would show, but and the history will tell us. But it hasn't been easy, but also it has made me appreciate even more the role of women in society, in the
Yes.
business world, and how hard we have to fight to really prove who we are. While men, they sometimes they things are coming easier to them. But
It's
I
true.
think when we do prove and when we manage to overcome challenges, difficulties, um, crisis, then we're established in such a strong way that nothing and nobody can move us.
Yeah, it's so true. And do you have a memory of a guest that you can share with us that perhaps, because you've said in past interviews that hospitality is about creating moments of joy and it's part of your hotel group slogan. Yeah, can you share a moment of joy from an unexpected guest or moment you've had?
Yes, many, many, many over the years, but something relatively small, but
Yeah.
it just happened this summer and made me very happy because I could feel that we can pass on joy. So it's a small story from Paros, from our hotel there, Cosme. So it was this couple from New York. They visited, they arrived on a very serene afternoon, beautiful day in Paros, but they were very, very tired and stressed because their luggage didn't make it to the island. So they had the worst, a short stay, big trip, no luggage. So, they were quite sad and stressed. So they checked in, they went to their suite. They were trying to figure out what they're gonna do. So, it was not a good moment. And then a, a chime from a bell called them to pause. We have a ritual. We have a ritual at Cosmo called the last light. So we're doing this ritual in the afternoon when the sun goes down, and we gather our guests together and we talk to them, and we have that moment of presence. So they heard the bell, and they asked what was that, and our staff member explained. So they left the room, they walked to the beach where they could feel other guests gathered. And our the ritual was happening, everything was very serene, and we had some members of our staff telling stories about Paros history and traditions and having our guests engaged. So it was a very serene local moment. And it's unbelievable. I mean, I could see them because I was there around and I was watching them. It's unbelievable how quickly they connected to that, locality, beauty of nature, watching the day fade out into the horizon, the sun going, and they felt that connection. But it was not just a connection to the place, it was also to people welcoming them, to people making them feel things are going to be fine. So that night, they felt that they didn't just visit the place quickly, to move on to the next island, but they somehow felt they were part of the island. And their stress left. And it was replaced by this quiet, as we call this, slow joy. And that memory of Greek hospitality that they will never forget. They told us next day, I mean, their luggage arrived and they were happy, but they said, you know what? What we experienced yesterday and how you made us, it changed immediately our mood, and be part so quickly of what you're doing there, of this beautiful island, of the people, of the stories, is something we will never forget.
Wow. And are there direct flights from New York to Paros, or would they have gone Athens, Paris?
Well, Paros has a domestic airport,
That's
so
what I thought. Yeah.
fly direct to Athens, and then you take a flight to Paros. But Santorini and Mykonos, which are around, they have international airports. So
Yes.
somebody can fly, but from Europe. So somebody can fly, let's say, to London, to Paris, to Rome, from internationally. And then from there, they can fly to Mykonos and Santorini. And from Mykonos, especially Paris, is half an hour by boat. So if
Yes.
somebody wants to avoid Athens, but I'm saying, do not avoid Athens. Athens is beautiful.
Oh,
For
agreed.
me, yeah,
It's one of the
right?
highlights.
It's a highlight. So everybody must visit Athens before or
Yes.
after the islands.
100% agreed. Look, I could talk to you all day. As I said, part of my heart's in Greece, but we ask all of our guests, Kalia, where to from here? And you might talk about what you're doing today because it's morning in Athens, or what your next project is with the hotels or your family. So where to from here for you?
Yes. Okay. The word to for me is both personal and professional.
Okay.
So, personally, tonight I'll I'll I would say walk, but it's just it's about 10 minutes by car because I live in the south. So I'll go to Vouliagmeni, to my beautiful taverna by the sea, and have fish with my family because we're having some we're inviting some friends tonight to our favorite place. So that's joy. I mean, I love these gatherings. I love getting together with friends and family. So somehow, and I love evenings a lot. So somehow it's morning, but I visualize the evening already.
All Greeks
Uh,
love evenings. All Greeks
like
love the nighttime.
if
Right?
we leave the day so that we get to the evening.
100%.
And
100%.
professionally, I mean, at Empiria, we're growing, we're exploring new destinations in Greece. So, where to from here? Next stop is Milos, a new space in Milos, uh,
Wow.
up in our collection, and from there, Naxos, and from there, Athens. I told you in the beginning of our conversation, we're adding more locations. So, where to professionally is taking me to many places. Um, but
Wow.
we are mostly looking into elevating the Greek hospitality, not just going to places. We want to stay true to our soul. So that's
Wow.
my also professional vision. Move on, open destinations, open our heart and soul, but stay true.
How
And of
fantastic.
course, continue, telling stories, creating spaces, and sharing the joy.
And are the kids kind of come into the business? Your three children?
Yes, our oldest daughter graduated hospitality school in Lausanne, and
Wow.
she's already working for a hotel in London. I saw at some point she will be back. She just
Which
wants,
one? Where is she working in London?
she's working at the St. Pancras. Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's a historic property in London,
Brilliant.
which we've seen in many movie sets. So it's a very like old school historic property. And then our youngest daughter just started a degree in architecture in the US. So she's going to
Wow.
be our new blood of architecture and design in a few years.
Wow.
And our son is planning to study business because he likes very much the business element of hospitality. He's very much into development and real estate. It's a guy that likes quick things. So, yes, we're
Fantastic.
lucky we have inspired them.
Yeah, you have. Well, I think you've inspired many with our conversation today. You've certainly inspired me to come and stay and review your beautiful hotels. They sound incredible.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm coming to with my family next summer, so that will be very exciting because they would have finished school, so the pressure's off.
Okay. I'm
You
gonna
know
be
that
waiting
feeling.
for you.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But it's wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to have this conversation. And I'm really glad the summer in Greece this year has been so fabulous. And please keep in touch.
Thank you so much for having me, Renee. It has
Thank you
been
so much,
amazing.
Kalia. Thanks for the
Amazing.
inspiration.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe here and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for regular travel updates. You can also hear our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.